guys, we have the cutest new little plant baby. I feel like we should name her since she's like in the whole video. She's a whole vibe. Okay, let's get into it. As a business owner, are you wanting to see more sales and more of an ROI for your efforts on Instagram? Yes, that is why we're all using Instagram to essentially grow our businesses, to get clients, to make sales. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to do that with your Instagram. I'll be breaking down a concept that will help you consistently get leads from the platform, along with very common sales mistakes I see on Instagram with very easy fixes, even if you have a smaller audience. One of the most common things I get asked from my community over on Instagram is, how long will it take for me to start to see results on Instagram? And how many followers or engagement do I need on Instagram to see sales? The truth is that there's no perfect formula or timeline or amount of followers, but there is a 3-part follower journey that I'm going to be breaking down for you. The first part of this follower journey is essentially someone discovering your Instagram account and then making that decision to press that follow button or to completely leave your profile. I feel like when we talk about growth on Instagram, we talk so much about how to get the reach and the new eyeballs on your account, and we don't talk enough about how do you actually convert them into being a follower. I think one thing that the Reels explosion that happened in 2020 really made a lot of people think is just because you're getting hundreds of thousands of views on a video that's going to benefit your business, and that is just not the case. So I'm going to break down a few things you want to make sure to have in your profile to make sure that you're converting and warming up those cold audience members that are completely new to your brand and getting them into the next phase that I'm going to talk about. First, you want to clearly explain what your brand is, what you do, what you're an expert at, and who you serve with your content and with your offers. Then you want to share where you want them to go when they land on your profile. This could be a start here section because maybe you want them to start with your stories or your weekly live series. This could also be a call to action to your freebie, your newsletter, your offers. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a secret. I actually updated my freebie that you can download right now. It's a free video lesson, and I actually updated that last line in my bio, and I also added it to my link tree. And without even announcing it, telling anyone about it, even formally talking about this new freebie, I got so many people starting to opt in to that welcome sequence on my email list. So just by adding that to your link in bio, it is going to make such a world of a difference. And the last element is you want to make sure that your profile, your grid is branded. I want to make it super clear that Instagram has changed a lot in terms of that grid, those 9 squares you see when you go to someone's profile. It used to be super curated, you used to have a puzzle grid and all these filters, but now that's not really what works well on Instagram. It kind of is really better to have a little bit more of a less curated, imperfect look, but you do want to make sure that it's not messy and that it still is professional and very appealing to the right type of people. This could be the type of visuals or photos you use. This could be the cover photos you choose for your Reels or your Instagram videos. This could even be the designs or graphics or colors or ways that you filter or edit your photo content. You just want to pick 1 to 3 things that you can really consistently do. Maybe it's a template, a filter, and a cover photo style, and consistently do those things. It's going to make your grid look curated and branded without it being overly perfect. Simple is often better here. This first phase of your follower journey focuses a lot on growth, which I totally understand. Growth is a very natural goal on Instagram, but I find that the next 2 phases that I'm going to be talking about are actually what are more important for actually seeing the results you want. And that leads us to the first very common Instagram sales mistake, that you're focusing so much on growing that you forget to nurture your community. You can get in front of tens of thousands of people, you can have thousands and thousands of followers, but that does not result in sales, leads, or clients if you're not getting in front of the right people or if you're not nurturing them to actually make them warm leads. To be honest, if you're not seeing results with the amount of followers you have now, more followers is not going to fix the issue. Now, on to phase 2, which is nurturing. This is where you're creating content to connect with your followers, to build a community, to show your expertise and show exactly how you're solving the common problems that they might have. And most importantly, this is where you're going to break down any objections or things they need to know before making a purchasing decision. This is where you should actually spend the most of your time in your Instagram content and strategy. My personal philosophy that has worked for me for having Instagram as my most consistent lead source is really over-delivering with my free content on the platform. So people are automatically trusting me, where it makes it really easy for them to invest in that next step or that next offer or product. I wanted to give you a few ideas on how you can create very valuable content, because I totally understand that valuable content is very simple, but what does that actually mean? This could mean offering a solution to a problem that they might have. What is something that they're struggling with day to day? This doesn't need to be hard hitting, but it should be something that you can solve for them. This could be a new idea or method. What is a completely new way that they don't know about that could be a better way to do something? This could be shifting a common belief, maybe going against the industry norms and shifting how your followers are thinking about a topic or concept. This could be an inspiring story, telling your own story of your brand, telling the story of your product or offer, telling the story of your own clients and customers. Or it can be as simple as entertaining your audience. I think that meme culture and trending audios on Reels has really created a whole new vessel for you to essentially create very relatable content that makes someone laugh, that makes them smile, that makes them watch your content and be like, that is absolutely me. And this brings us to another common Instagram selling mistake. You haven't found the balance between selling and telling. I often find that people fall in two different camps. They are focusing so much on pitching and selling their services, or they focus way too much on just offering free, valuable content. We need to mesh both of those worlds. You'll often see in pretty much all of my Instagram content, I might be offering a ton of value, but I also do add appropriate calls to action when it makes sense to. So instead of leaving people hanging with really valuable content, I share what that next step is, whether it's something like a lead magnet to a welcome sequence, or it's one of my offers or programs. When you lean into social proof and methodologies and demonstrations and tutorials, you're able to really serve your audience well while still selling your offers. Speaking of selling, we are on to the third phase of your follower journey, which is converting. This happens when you are consistently talking about your offers. We are business owners on the app. You don't want to shy away from making sure that people know you have an offer that is going to serve them really well. I actually did an entire video on YouTube where I broke down my most recent launch this year, had a lot of really great lessons, and I showed how I like to do a very specific conversion campaign for my live launches. But I want to talk about a few common Instagram sales hiccups that I see, whether you're in a launch or just in your regular flow of content. This could be that you're not posting enough. I see this so often where people think just because you talk about your offer for a week, that does the job. It does not do the job. Primarily because sometimes people might not see all of your content, but because different types of buyers need multiple touch points to actually be warm enough to convert. Another common mistake is you're making it really hard for people to actually take action. You don't have that clear call to action in your bio. You aren't clearly giving multiple chances to actually opt in or buy something with the link sticker on your stories, or you're not clearly outlining what that call to action is in your content, like your captions or the ends of your videos or carousels. And one of the most common ones that I actually see is that your energy around selling or launching or talking about your offers is all messed up. You need to be 100% confident and excited about what you're selling on Instagram, because people can feel and sense that energy. So if you feel like no one's watching, no one cares, no one's gonna buy, that your offer is too expensive or no one wants it, whatever it is, whatever your objections are, those mindset ickies will quite literally literally impact how you're showing up for your audience on Instagram. The most common mistakes that I see my clients do is that they're giving so much value, they're breaking down objections, they're doing all the right things with step 2, nurturing, but they forget to naturally add in a call to action when it makes sense, or to continually build offer awareness. In my launch breakdown, I shared how one of my biggest mistakes I made in my launch was I didn't talk about my program soon enough. So it really took a lot more time for people to get used to the name of the offer, who it was for, what it did, and all of those elements that people need to know to make a decision. My tip for you, if you're kind of still feeling a little uncomfy with selling, is to just build your content around your offer. Maybe it's a product, maybe it's a methodology or framework you teach, maybe it's how you work with your clients or the service you provide, but essentially take that as inspiration to build out content, to give a preview of what it's like to work with you, the results they could get, and the processes that you would take them through. And that is the 3-part follower journey: converting your followers, then nurturing them, and converting them. Once you really get to know this follower journey really well, you're able to create content, optimize your profile, and show up and sell a lot more confidently and effectively. So hopefully this inspired you. Go out, create some content, add a nice little call to action, optimize that profile. I will see you next time. Woo! Cool. Nailed it.